welcome to another monthly roundup episode of Bangers and Mosh, the podcast that worships at the altars of madness and the tomb of the mutilated. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Daz.
I'm Deffer.
Well, dude, what
Welcome
has
back.
went down in the world of metal in August?
Quite a
A
lot by
lot.
the looks of it.
A bloody lot, mate.
It has been a bloody lot, and it feels like a long time because we didn't do a roundup, obviously, for July.
No, I think it has actually been quite a while.
So it feels like
Almost 2
ages.
months.
Yeah, since we've just like
We had our school break, our summer holidays.
Yeah.
now we're back to work.
Yeah.
Mate, that is actually how
It's true. It's
timing wise,
every
isn't
year.
it? We're back to
Yeah.
school.
We're back to school, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Because during the
Oh.
summer holidays, we're all out at festivals and stuff doing, on location things.
Exactly, mate.
We were, mate. Yeah, we've been out and about, rocking and rolling,
Yeah, eating Mexican.
festivals, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. So yeah, it's been a little while, but August has been a really fucking good month with some killer records. So let's jump into it then. Let's go to Finland for the first record, which is the third album, the self-titled album from Concrete Winds. This came out on the 30th of August on Sepulchral Voice Records. If ever there was a more perfect name for a band, Concrete Winds is it.
Yeah, it's such a sick name, isn't it?
It
Like,
is.
one of the best,
Yeah.
I think.
And like this is like it's just a fucking devastatingly intense mix of death metal, black metal, grindcore, thrash. Essentially is what this is.
Yeah. Closest thing I can think of to them that has been in recent years is Ascended Dead, but this is just like more chaotic than that.
I was just about to say that. This is fucking hell, mate. This is something else, man.
Yeah, I've got like for fans of Nails, Pig Destroyer, a bit some Ulthar in there in the
Yeah.
riffs. Antichrist Siege Machine.
It's
It
that,
came out
that
earlier
sort
this
that
year.
that nutty, fast-paced grindcore.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, sonically, it's definitely shares a lot of similarities with Nails. I remember they both came out on the same weekend, and I was like, I mean, like the production-wise, they sound pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But it was kind of crazy because I was like, fuck, not like which is which, you could tell, but if you weren't that initiated, you'd be like, oh, mate, this is literally does sound like the same thing.
Yeah, if you don't dive into this sort of more frenetic world, you'd be like, well, they both sound similar.
It really does sound
Yeah.
similar as well.
Yeah. But so this is a two-piece band, PJ and not Duncan, sadly. PJ and M.
I knew you were gonna do that.
What I mean, it was right there, wasn't it?
It
Some
was,
things
yeah,
are inevitable,
yeah.
mate.
So PJ's vocals and guitar, the guitar work on here is wild, man. It's like a tornado of fretboard blazing riffs. It's the riffs that reminded me of Ulthar. You know, those
Yeah,
just
they are
all
very-
over
yeah,
the
yeah.
Like, all over-
fretboard.
Yeah.
And crazy solos, man. Like some of the solos sound like they could have been from Hell Awaits.
Yeah.
Like that early Slayer, like
Proper dive bombing, innit? Yeah.
mate. PJ's vocals as well, man. They are fucking
Oh,
unhinged. It sounds like he's been bitten by a pit bull that's been infected with rabies.
Yeah.
That's what his vocal fucking style is like, man. It's so nasty and so violent.
Basically, the cover art is what you hear. It's just red, terror, all this, you know what I mean? That rabies thing is perfect because it's basically, it's probably him bleeding on the cover and he's fucking screaming it out for 25 minutes.
The drumming, man, M's drumming is
Oh,
absolutely
God.
off the chain.
Mate, it's ridiculous. I mean, most grindcore is stick in drumming, but this is fucking something else, man.
Christ
Holy
almighty, mate.
shit.
This is absolutely brilliant, this record. But in the wildness of the songs, there's like really sick moments of groove where they lock into groove on here. Subterranean Persuasion and Hell
yeah.
Trance
Yeah.
are those when they dip into them grooves, mate. Like we said with Antichrist Siege Machine and Primitive Warfare as well, wasn't it? When they dip into them grooves, it gives the rest, it makes the rest of the album even more intense.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And cool little industrial sound bites as well at the beginning and sort of during some of the tracks, which really adds to
I
that.
like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, me too, mate. 9 tracks, 25 minutes, just absolute pure audio
Mayhem.
violence. Yeah,
Mate, yeah, literally, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, so that's the debut album, the third album from Concrete Wind, self-titled. Get on that if you like to have your brain smashed into a million pieces. Right, second album then. We're coming home, lads, to England. The second album from Dawn Treader, which is called Bloom and Decay. This came out on August the 23rd on Liminal Dread Productions. So this is a solo project from a chap called Ross Connell. He's based in London, Daz, is that right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah. So this is some atmospheric post black metal slash shoegaze, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got down, Daz, for fans of Maul, Astronoid, Death Heaven, Alcest, that
Yeah,
kind of world.
yeah, definitely that kind of world. The first thing that sort of came to my mind when I listened through this was just like a black metal dream unending.
Oh wow!
Like
Okay, cool.
that's like the vibe I got predominantly anyway. But this album did a lot of circulation on Twitter and stuff, didn't it? I think.
Oh, it really did. Yeah,
Um,
this sort of blew up, didn't it? That week it came out.
which was good because it was stacked up against some pretty heavy hitters, if I remember correctly.
It was, mate. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, you know, Isolator, fucking what a tune that is, complete with fully fledged breakdown, just brings the chaos in amongst the beauty because it's a really kind of pretty record.
Yeah, it is. That was that's like a bit of a curveball, that track. 'Cause it's got like an almost Kill Switch Engage style midsection breakdown with like a blazing solo over the top of it and stuff. So the I read like the themes of this record. So essentially it's to take you through the cycles of life, death, grief and glory, hope and melancholy. And essentially those like 6 words sum up the whole record, don't they? It's a
Yeah,
really
100%.
really warm, lush sounding record. Kicks off with a 5-minute instrumental as well, which is quite brave, isn't it, for a like a relatively, I guess, small solo project. I think that's like
Yeah, that's a
big balls move, isn't it?
That is a big balls move. Yeah, it's an interesting project. I mean, I really enjoy it. As for the first album, this is an incredible achievement. I think.
Yeah,
You know, they'll only get better as they progress through their little journey.
absolutely, mate. Yeah, there's like layers of guitar melodies all over this, which makes it sound really big. Ross's vocal delivery as well, full of like heart, passion. You can tell like he means every word of what he's screaming on here. There's little moments of clean vocals as well. There's a track Iron Price where there's some clean vocals in that sound really, really cool.
Great
Like,
song that.
yeah, it is. Like you said, Stas, sorry, Idolator was my highlight, but
Yeah,
Recusant
same.
as well is a great track. And like you said, this caught fire on Twitter, and I think it's helped in part by that stunning album cover.
Yeah, the album artwork is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, like we've said so many times, isn't it? It's so important, album artwork, and
Yeah,
it just
is that the
shows, like,
same guy that did like? But it looks kind of similar to like Baroness stuff.
yeah, I don't think it is, but it's in that world, isn't
Wheelhouse,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Should
really
have really
cool.
taken the artist name, really, to be honest with you. Amateurs.
Look it up, guys. Go and check out
Yeah.
check out Dawn Treader on Bandcamp and have a little look at it. But yeah, it's a really great album. This, that, like you said, has caught fire, and I wouldn't be surprised from the words people were saying that it will appear on a lot of end of year lists, I think.
Yeah, it's a really good album, you know, especially for a solo, I assume, relatively bedroom
Yeah,
project.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really good shit.
Yeah, so that's Dawn Treader, Bloom and Decay. Right, third album then. We're back off to the USA. The second album from our boys in Demiser, Slave to the Scythe. This came out on the 23rd of August on Metal Blade / Blacklight Media.
Ross, there's a bit of a story to this, then, isn't there? So let's talk about in context.
Well,
We received the promo.
Yeah, we're very excited to receive the promo. And I think all three of us literally press played at the same time, but then immediately messaged, "What the fuck is this? This does not sound like Demiser. This production sounds horrible. You know, we're disappointing." I gave up after 5 tracks in tears, thinking it can't be. This can't be. Then
And it wasn't.
we waited till release date, and it sounded completely different.
Yeah, there must have been
I think
something.
they just send out promos sometimes.
It must
They're
have been
just
a
like
dodgy
lower bit
promo.
rate. Well, it
Yeah.
might just be, it was a lower bit rate, like maybe like 128
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
kbs or something,
it was a weird one, mate.
But thankfully,
There was nothing to
Yeah.
worry about because
No,
for this, so it's a major label debut, and it really is. There's a continuation from where they left off, like ripping fucking blackened thrash with trad metal flavors, rock and roll swagger.
yeah,
Like this band are so fucking cool. It's like should be illegal, shouldn't it?
it should
Yeah.
be illegal. Coming out of the gates with Feast, the opening track, just like
yeah, mate.
wild solos, like screeching fucking lead work and stuff like that. Like just everything that you know and love about Demiser, but it just sounds bigger and better.
Yeah, that's it. Like I think the songwriting has taken a step forward on this as well. Like
Oh my god, is it?
I feel like this is more consistently great than the debut. Like
Big time.
we love that debut album, but I feel
Yep.
like they've set the bar of consistency higher on this one. So like front to back, what is it? It's like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
There ain't a wasted second in that 40 minutes.
No, not even with the interlude, to be honest with you, because I feel like you need that. And it's
Yeah.
like perfectly in the middle as well, like 4 tracks, interlude, 4 tracks.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Beautiful.
Because the debut had that same
pattern.
setup, didn't it?
Yeah,
With the instrumental in the middle. Yeah, they just nailed that, man. Like it's so good. It is like going back to production. Once we were like, phew, it's a real live sounding, like dudes in a room, just like
thrashing it out.
Yeah, that's it. Like, although it's a major label, there's no like studio trickery or nothing like that on here. This is just some fucking dudes playing some ripping fucking thrash, black and thrash in it.
Yeah. Grave Pisser just smashing the axe duties. Top notch riffs.
All over
brilliant
it, man.
flourishes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Much like the debut, the eponymous song, Phalomancer the Phalomancer.
I love
the Demiser.
That they're clearly going through the whole band, mate.
Yes.
So over the next
amazing.
few albums, it's so sick, isn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable. And something that was a little bit of a curveball for me was the 8-minute closer.
Yes.
In nominee Baphomet. Wasn't expecting an 8-minute closer.
It's really cool, isn't it? I love it. It's something that Bathory used to do, definitely, with those real long epic tracks. And
and it was and it's good. It's good in a way because it shows that they can do something different, and not just they can still do those 2-3 minute Slayer-esque tracks, but to do something like that, it just shows how talented they are. You know what I mean? And I'm all for that. They carry on that sort of theme, rip your head off for 7-8 tracks, and then have an ending track similar to that. Yeah,
God, mate,
bring it on, mate. Bring it on.
Yeah. These boys are only going to get better. Some standouts. I've written down some standouts for me on here. Like the title track has got this really cool Maiden twin guitar line in their section. Carbureted Speed fucking just rips. Like you said, they can still write them 2 or 3 minute. Carbureted Speed, mate, is an absolute
banger,
rager.
Yeah. Hell is full of fire. That's a fucking tune, man.
Yeah.
That's probably that and Carbureted Speed are probably my 2 favorites, I think.
Yeah, Total Demise, mate, is the other one I love.
Yeah,
Oh,
Total,
brilliant, yeah.
Total Demise is wicked.
Yeah.
The title track's good as well. Every song on here
They're
is
solid.
fucking
It's solid,
napalm,
man.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolutely superb album, man, and hopefully they'll get some major support slots off the back of this, because I think this should really push them up to that next
Oh God, yeah,
level
mate.
now, shouldn't it? So
100%. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, what a record. Slave to the Scythe by Demiser. Okay, next album then, staying in the USA, the debut album from Dukar, A Place You Can't Come Back From. This came out on the 9th of August on Good Fight Music.
Kicker is, once you've listened to this, you don't come back.
Oh, mate, you don't. This takes you to a place, son, and it fucking dumps you there. Like you ain't coming back. Def, you picked up on this one, and you were like, "Yo."
I saw something about. I mean, the cover art is not one of those cover arts you think, "Oh, that looks interesting," but it was sort of.
I really like the cover art. I think it is quite interesting.
But it wasn't like, oh, metallic hardcore. It doesn't look like a metallic hardcore.
It's like an iridescent, like inside of a like clam thing. If
Do you know what?
Innit?
Like pearlescent, isn't it?
Pearlescent, yeah.
Do you know what it is, Dad? I think it really reminds me of all those like early metalcore albums you told us to listen to. It's got that same vibe on that album cover, hasn't it?
100%. And within the fucking material.
Yeah. So this is essentially is metallic hardcore, but there's elements of like mathcore in here, that OG metalcore as well. So the band features members of Sean Plantley, 18 Visions, Teeth. I would say for fans of Meshuggah crossed with Harm's Way.
Yeah, it is. That's perfect, mate. Yeah, when I was listening to it, I was like, this is a bit Harm's Way, isn't it? And with Meshuggah elements.
Those very technical, industrial sort of things, yeah.
It's got that like real hypnotic groove that Meshuggah utilized so well. But I think it's more accessible.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. It's still a hardcore record at the end of the day.
Yes, yeah, that's right, mate. Your boy Daz James Hart from 18 Visions.
Yeah, absolute legend on Arrows, I think, second song.
Yeah, pops up.
Song. So good. Sounds fucking great still.
There's another track, Daz, I wanted to ask you quickly. Let me just get the track listing up here. Duhkha. There's another track with guest vocalist Trevor Friedrich.
Yeah.
Was he 18 Visions as well, or?
I'm not entirely sure because the name doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if because I saw something that said a couple of members of 18 Visions guest on here. I wasn't sure if that was him, but
he is. He is in 18 Visions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he guests on A Crisis Area Forever.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking cool. Something that I love on here that they do, there's these dark melodic guitar lines that like twist in and out of songs. Like on Echo Theft and Null, there's these like Meshuggah do it where they have just like weaving, they're real simple guitar lines, but they just sort of duck in and out of and give this really like eerie atmosphere to it. It's really fucking cool. And there's some hooks on here as well.
Mate, I mean, one of the hookiest tracks, Ascension Night.
Yes.
1.5 minutes of pretty much death metal.
Yeah, it does.
It's fucking brutal, mate. It's ridiculous. I like how it's a 2/2 sort of album. Like those first 4 tracks pretty much set you in a tone, but then you get like Defecting Our Vanished Light.
That's the other one for me, mate.
Yeah, it gives you an insight of what the second half of the album, and you got tracks like Heaven Scream and Revelator, which keep that ante up, man.
Mate, do they? This doesn't stop from the first second.
Doesn't stop, mate.
The production on here as well, man, is so dense. It's so like ridiculously heavy. It sounds fucking great, man. When you listen to headphones. Cameron Miller, we've got to give him a shout out for his vocal performance on here.
Oh, he's quality.
Powerhouse, mate.
Yeah, absolute powerhouse.
His range is so impressive, man. When he hits them like high screams.
Yeah.
Because you don't get an awful lot of that in hardcore, do you?
No.
No.
So I think that's what made me think of like that OG metalcore, where they
That's the
that
metal.
high
Yeah,
range.
they
That's the
probably do sit more in that kind of like OG metalcore
Mhm.
that's the metalcore I
side of
like.
things,
That's
don't
the,
they? You know,
I like that.
Vision of Disorder and
Yeah,
you know, fuck, what's the name? Turmoil.
Yes.
Quite
Yeah.
turmoily.
Yeah. Daz, I knew this one would be up. We knew this would be up his Strasser, didn't we, Dev?
we knew
Yeah.
straight away, mate. As soon as you
Yeah,
got ears
straight-
on this, mate, we knew.
Yeah,
And
we
a
knew.
lot of this album as well gave me Lion's Daughter. That last Lion's Daughter album gave me that sort of vibe.
Those eerie vibes, mate. It's
Yeah.
those guitar lines give it that
Yeah.
like bit of uneasy feeling about it.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah, me too, man.
Real impressive. Really
Absolutely.
impressive.
This is going to be kicking around that top 40 end of
God,
year
yes.
contention, mate, for me.
God, yes, mate. Same.
So yeah, if you like hardcore OG metalcore, this is a must listen. Dukar, a place you can't come back from. It's spelled Duhkha, the band name, if you're searching that up. Right, next album then, staying in the USA again, for the fourth album from Extinction AD, called To the Detested. And this came out on the 16th of August on Unique Leader Records. So this is a thrash hardcore groove metal hybrid. Like,
oh my God.
for fans of, I'd say, Machine Head, Testament, Pantera. Like, we really liked the 2022 album, didn't we? Culture of Violence. I remember
This smashes that.
Yeah, this is
to
their best album to date, man.
Absolutely fucking hell, mate. I honestly love this album.
Yeah,
It's so
you
good.
you did, man, didn't you? From the first play.
First play, mate. So good. Like you said, those Machine Head molded with that middle era Testament.
When
Those
they
sort of
when they got James
when-
Murphy in.
When they went heavy, mate, with those deep fucking riffs, mate. Still those pacey sections, as lean and mean, mate. It's just consistent
Yeah.
all the way through the 10 tracks.
Absolutely, mate. Chunky riffs galore all over this.
Oh,
More
mate.
harmonics than you can shake a guitar pick at, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, there's some really cool like dime style southern riffs on here
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell they worship at the altar of Dime, man.
100%, mate. 100%.
There's grooves galore on here. They're fucking them slower tempo, like chuggy riffs, and then it goes like full fucking thrash finger, like it's
When the
really,
finger comes out, you know it means business.
yeah, that's it, mate. When when the thrash finger comes
When
out,
they,
that's it.
yeah, when they the way that they change pace is real impressive, mate. I mean, Culture of Violence was heavy, but this takes the
Yeah.
piss on that.
Yeah, this is heavier.
The step up in 2 years is fucking incredible, mate. This is prime Extinction AD, what you're hearing
Yeah.
here.
I really like Burnt Sienna, which sounds like something off Roots with like the tribal drums and
That's
is
the
it Spanish? Is it
he's
Spanish?
he's Puerto Rican, isn't he? Rick. And
Okay.
yeah, that's basically like their Ratamahata, isn't it?
Mm,
It's like he's sort of just bringing his roots into play. You know, he's proud
Yes.
of them. You know what I mean? He's got an opportunity to do a track like that, and it worked. You know, when I first heard it, I thought, God, this sounds really different. And then it gets into the track, but yeah,
Yeah.
so you automatically you think when someone speaks singing in Spanish with those sort of tribally drums, you automatically go back to roots
but it's so cool,
every
man.
single time. It is really cool how they done that.
Yeah, I like that Rick's like utilizing some of like death metal growls on here.
You God,
Um,
fucking hell, yeah.
Escape from New York and Epidemic of Mutation, mate, on those two tracks. Like you said, Def, kind of Chuck Billy esque on Low when he hit them like
It
gutters.
is, yeah.
Hmm.
He's got that flair, mate, of it, and yeah, and I like the clean vocal choruses that he comes in,
Yeah.
like shepherding swine. Oh my God, just catchy as anything, man. They got that real grunt, but then you got the hooks just from the vocals, and yeah, they fucking smashed it, man. on
They
it.
really have, man. Cool little guest spot from Matt Hafey as well on Impervious. It's kind of Malevolence vibes on that track, mate.
Yeah,
Like,
well heavy,
really
yeah.
good. These songs will kill live, man. Can we get them in the tent at Blooders for 2025.
They would be fucking great in the tent.
Yeah, they really would, man. So yeah, Extinction AD to the Detested. Sick record. Right, okay, next album, man. We're off to Death's homeland of Italy for the 4th album.
Italia.
From Fulci, Duck Face Killings, which came out on the 9th of August on 20 Buck Spin. Been waiting ages to talk about this, haven't we?
God,
Yeah.
mate.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
we got the promo fairly early doors.
Yeah. I must have played this album about 195 times now, I reckon.
Same, mate.
It's one of modern death metal's best bands. Like,
Yeah.
blending that old school sensibility with slam to devastating effect, man, on here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I like they haven't gone back to that exhumed information sort of style. I think it's a lot heavier than that. Not too much of those TV crime moments. It's like
the issue that we had with that, wasn't it, was the fact that it was just like the first 6 songs, it was like a 6-song EP, was fucking great. They're some of the best songs they've written.
they were great.
Second half was just synth stacked back to back, synth tracks. And we were sort of saying that for our own personal tastes, it would be much better if they kind of
Trim them,
amalgamated them better into like a more flowing piece, which is what they've absolutely nailed it here.
Yeah,
with the synth parts and stuff.
Yeah, they've taken that Tropical Sun blueprint, made it more violent, more
violent,
heavier, more violent than Tropical Sun, and it's they must have listened to us.
Where do you? I know Tropical Sun's one of your favorite death metal albums ever. Definite. Do you? Is this overtaken that for you?
I think it's fucking close, mate.
Stuck it up our joy trail.
Yeah, great line.
It was good, effective butchery.
Good, effective butchery.
This is right up there, mate. I think with more listens.
This is my favourite Fulci album now.
I think this is the best album they've done.
Yeah, I do as well, man.
Honestly, I think, looking back at Tropical Sun, it will always have like this really well-deserved cult sort of status in amongst brutal death metal, but this album sounds better. It's written better. I mean, it's going to be better. Like, they're more experienced. Like, they've learned from mistakes that they probably made along the way, because everybody does. But I mean, this album for me has got such a special vibe to it, because it makes you feel like you're in like the murky New York back alleys and stuff.
Yeah, it does. You picture like like in the start of Gremlins.
Yeah,
he's in that dark,
yes,
pissing down
mate.
with rain, dimly lit,
mate.
like
exactly
back streets. That's
yes,
what I got
That's
in my
exactly
in my head. There's a feeling of like uneasy violence all throughout this album.
Yep. The vocals are amazing. The drums sound fucking great. The lead work here is unbelievable. Like, they've put in these nice little flourishes and leads and harmonies and hooks, and there's still the massive chugs and all the rest of it, but really hefty dose of melody they've put into this album as well.
They have, man. There's a couple of little like mellow death moments in the riffs that I'll tell you what I picked up as well. There's some real like fucking Hatebreed style riffs on here.
Yeah,
like them sort of riffs, but in a death metal setting. Fucking hell, man, it's so impressive. And I think the production on here really helps, because it's got loads of clarity. There's loads of room for everything to breathe, and the guitars have got this really like crystal clear tone to them.
That's thanks to old Arthur, isn't it?
Well, mate,
what can you say?
If he's involved.
Yeah.
32 minutes long as well. Like, come on.
Massive replay factor.
And there's two things as well I like that they've gone to the Cannibal Corpse sort of esque thing, with
I've got that
with the tracks fucked with a broken bottle and Human Scalp, and very Cannibal Corpse esque type track names. And the surprise of the album is not the synthy ones, is the track we've obviously mentioned before with the guest Knife.
Lord Goat.
The
Lord Goat.
Curveball.
1.5 minutes. and it's got that Linkin Park-esque sort of opening to it, and it's just pure hip hop, mate, and it's just fucking
no,
hell, man.
It's
way
brilliant as
heavier.
well. It's
Really
brilliant.
heavy, brilliant, a really, really
You know,
good track.
Non-fiction are from New York as well, aren't they? Like
Yeah.
Brooklyn, New York, I think.
Exactly,
Yeah,
mate.
based around. So it's
Fulci
like
have got
perfect.
they got their fingers, mate, in all the pies,
I
man.
can't believe they pulled that off.
Were
And
you
it works so well.
were you a fan? You've been a fan for a while, Daz, haven't you? Of
Yeah.
them?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is amazing.
It's such a fucking wicked curveball, man.
Yeah, it really works.
And the fucking duck voice
Yes.
samples in here are so sick.
Yeah.
Like they're so uneasy, man. Like it gives you such an uneasy feeling. You mentioned as Fiore's vocals. There's a couple of times where he goes full like brutal death metal style, and it's so cool.
All here for it, mate.
Absolutely all here for it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite albums of the year so far. This
Same as that, mate. It's great. You know, as soon as they announced that they were signing with $20 Spin,
you knew.
we knew that it was going to be a damn near perfect album.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Fulci on their finest form. You'd be quackers to miss this one.
Whee.
Hey! Paddy McGuinness fingers.
Paddy McGuinness fingers.
Yeah, Fulci, Duck Face Killings is the record. Okay, next one then. We're off to the USA. And this is an EP, but it is so good. It had to be in the main running. It's the debut EP from Holy Blade, called Holy Blade, and this came out on the 13th of August on Closed Casket. So this is
Christ.
Indeed, mate. So Alec Faber, Colin Young, Mike Cesario, Mac Miller, so members of God's Hate, Twitching Tongues, Cosmic Joke.
I mean, there's nothing that these fuckers can't do, is there?
Well, mate,
Nothing.
What can they not do? Honestly,
I don't know. Nothing.
It's ridiculous.
I think.
So it's been said a million times in every, but it is for fans of AFI, especially like the Black Sails, Sing the Sorrow era.
Oh God, it's wonderful, Jim.
Misfits, etc. Just the most addictive, melodic, sing-along, fist-pumping, hardcore / punk that you will hear anywhere, man. Like, if this was an album, this would be my album of the year already.
Yeah. Do you know what's so weird? It's so weird. It just feels like everything's come full circle. Like, you know what I mean? Like from when we were kids and that. Like it's like we're going through the 90s again. You know, Oasis reforming.
Yes.
Like these bands coming back. Like you know, these bands coming back that are playing like 90s metalcore. And
it's especially with this, it's 90s sound, but an 80s cover art.
Yeah.
They're really fucking twisted it, man. It's
I know what's going
incredible.
on. Labour backing government.
It was Dan Goldsworthy, mate, at Bloodstock said to us, everything happens in 30-year cycles.
Yeah.
Like hell. 90s fashion is fucking
coming back.
Full back in fashion. Mate, everything goes in 30-year cycles. That's what Dan said to us. He's a wise man.
Or he was sent from the future.
I genuinely must have listened to this about 100 times. Like, it is so addictive. It's 5 tracks. It's under 15 minutes. And the songwriting is of the absolute highest quality you can imagine. Like, I think this is better than anything AFI have done for ages.
Oh, it is. It's the best thing since Sing the Sorrow.
It's the best AFI album since Sing the Sorrow. Like,
yeah,
brilliant vocals, huge hooks, like melodies galore that will stick in your head constantly. Produced by Taylor Young, so it sounds absolutely like authentic to that
era,
late 90s era, doesn't it? Yeah. It's just phenomenal. And I know everyone who's in on this is obsessed with this.
Yeah, they're a real exciting new prospect, I think.
Absolutely.
You know, I can't wait to get an album.
No, me either, mate. It was really cool to hear them when Alec was on Hardlaw. He just said this is a band that they want to take as far as it can go. Like you said, Def as well. Their artwork is brilliant, isn't it?
The
Like,
artwork just
proper.
that's proper 80s. That's like a proper old school 80s.
It's almost like a
feel about it.
trad metal cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Sword, half naked woman, a castle, moon, or sun. Old school writing. It's just fucking it's got
what more do you want, mate?
all for it, mate.
I need
Bingo.
to. Yeah, Bing pot. It's just
Yeah.
the full house, mate. I need to. It won't happen because I need to see this live, man. I really fucking need to see this live.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for a full album. Debut EP from Holy Blade, self-titled. Get on that, honestly. It's incredible. Right then, staying in the USA for this next record. The fourth album from Nails called Every Bridge Burning. This came out on the 30th of August on Nuclear Blast. Their first album in 8 years, man.
That's
And
crazy.
boy, oh boy, was it worth the wait.
Yeah, kind of like they'd never been away.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely, mate. Hardcore, grindcore, power violence, all wrapped up in a
Grindcore, hardcore,
was it like
your mumcore, mate. Got it all.
17 minutes?
Yeah.
I think it is.
It's
like,
basically, if you wanted Nails to come back after all this time, this is the album you wanted to hear.
oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah. So they're back. It's a wicked new lineup as well, isn't it? One of the best riffers in the game, Shelby Lermo on guitar, Andrew Solis from Apparition on bass, and Carlos Cruz from Warbringer on drums.
Jesus.
Which is really, I think his influence, Def, is all over this record because there's quite a bit of fucking thrash in here.
Fuck
Yeah,
me,
there is a lot of thrash.
Yeah, definitely.
What was the? I just didn't. There's the one track, Def, which you were like, kind of sounds a bit Hell Rippery.
Does that give me the painkiller?
Yes, it could well be, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
Give me the
Painkiller.
cane pit. Give me the pain. It's like black and thrash.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute. It's been hit, and then it's black and thrash. And I was just applauding, mate. I had my headphones on, just thinking, I didn't expect it. You know, Nails usually throw a little curveball in, but that was a curveball I did not expect. And it's a fucking assault, mate, on the ear. It's fucking brilliant.
It is.
It's something that seasoned black and thrash bands would churn out. It's fucking incredible how they've done that.
Yeah. There's not a wasted second on here, man. It's like audio destruction from second one. I love it as well. We said it earlier with Concrete Winds, but when they lock into like a mid-tempo groove, it just feels feels like a sledgehammer, mate, to the skull. Lacking the ability to process empathy is the one.
Great song.
Yeah, with those.
Is that the one with the breakdown in it?
Yeah,
that's
massive fucking
sick
breakdown. Oh my God. Every time I'm like involuntarily, like, you know, trying to keep my hand at my side. Kind of got grab it.
Yeah, to stop you.
Just stop hitting it from fucking swinging.
Oh, when music does that, man, it's the best, isn't it?
Yeah, man. The best.
Kurt Ballou's production is unbelievably powerful on here. Like those guitars, that's not a HM2 tone, man. This is like HM4 now. We're like,
they've doubled it. They fucking doubled it, mate.
Yeah, HM2 doubled. We've gone beyond it.
Yeah, we've gone HM2 squared.
Trademark HM2 squared guitar pedals are coming your way very soon. It's just the most violent guitar tone you'll hear anywhere.
Very, very fucking heavy, isn't it? Very thick, very heavy.
And to do it in 17 minutes as well. I mean, I don't know how the fuck they do it, mate.
No, me either, mate. Todd Jones sounds like an absolute. We're going back to the rabies infested pit bulls here because
he's had it again.
There's a lot of similarities between this album and the Concrete Winds album.
There is, mate. Yes,
Now, rabies is definitely the fucking
main ingredient. It's the main
common
ingredient.
denominator.
Yeah,
is rabies. So if you want to make a really great violent sounding album,
Get
Get
bit
bitten by a fucking dog with rabies. Quickly crack out a 17-minute album and then get
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
off to the fucking
The
ER,
hospital,
mate.
quick
to the
sharp.
vet.
Yeah.
And the vet. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that the obligatory long album closer has gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like, I don't know about you, right? Every grindcore kind of album in that sort of world, there's always like a
does it.
6 or 7 minute slow like doom track.
Yeah.
I thought it's like in the fucking terms and conditions or something when you start a grindcore band that you have to have one really long like doom song.
Yeah, because
And I
you gotta tip the scale back, the balance. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You've gone too fast. We need to balance it.
I feel like, mate, it's just so overdone. It's so like every album had one, and I'm like, oh, kind of like over this like long track in amongst. And I'm glad they haven't done it on here.
Yeah.
Like the longest track's about 3 minutes long.
Well, I think it is the longest track, but it's only 3 minutes 14 seconds. which
Beautiful,
is
mate. I love it.
Great. Yeah.
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 What
Phenomenal.
a record, man.
Welcome back, lads.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see them at Damnation.
Oh,
I'll tell you
my
what, mate.
God.
mate. If give me the
Nail shirts
painkillers on
all
that,
round, isn't it?
give me the painkillers on that set list, mate. Fuck me, mate.
Oh God, Def.
I'm gone.
They're gonna imagine they get like a 40-minute set list. Every song they've ever written will
Be about 107 tracks in it. Shit.
Oh, I'm so excited for that, man.
Same,
yeah,
mate.
welcome back, Nails. Every Bridge Burning. Killer record. Okay, staying in the USA then for the next album. It's the 10th record from the death metal legends Nile. The Underworld Awaits Us All. This came out on the 23rd of August on Napalm Records. This is for me, their best album for a while, and I think this might be one of their best albums, full stop, man.
I think this is definitely sort of top 2, top 3 territory.
Absolutely,
for them,
mate. This is front to back the highest levels of consistency.
Yes.
It is a fucking killer
This is incredible,
record.
mate.
This, yeah,
There's
blew me
some,
away, mate.
I mean, we've got to clear this black earth. Just lives in my head, rent free, mate. All
The
the
biggest,
time.
yeah, what is it? Naquada 2, isn't it? And the Golden Age.
Best track,
Yeah.
best track, best track.
Standout track, one of the death metal
Unbelievable.
tracks of the year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just old school, isn't it? It's pure fucking old school from Nile.
When them soul singers come in, man,
Mate,
on their
it's
backing
incredible.
vocals, such a unique flavor, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, mate.
The production on this record is unreal.
Yeah.
It's so crisp, it's so clear. It's like listening to a film score in places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen to it on your
Yeah.
headphones, there's like sound effects going off, and like it sounds like you're listening to The Mummy on fucking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so like massive, this record.
As soon as you push play, right, Stella of Vultures just comes straight out of the fucking gates, mate. Just fucking. That's a 6-minute song, by the way.
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely
Mate, it feels like
fucks
half
you
of
up.
that, doesn't it?
Doesn't feel like that, right? Then you got Chapter of Poo hanging upside down, really long fucking song, number 2.
Chapter of Poo.
And then you got track 3, To Strike with Secret Fang. That's under 2 minutes, and then we go into Enter the Golden Age,
Oh.
right? And you know, four songs straight off the bounce. That's like 15-20 minutes worth
Yeah.
of like absolutely unbelievable material, and that's not even the first half of the album.
When you get to track 3, the one to strike with Secret Fang, those harmonized guitar tones, when they come in and how that track is put together, you automatically feel this is much more expansive than Vile Necrotic Rites.
Yeah.
From there, just from that track, you think, Jesus Christ, mate, this is a massive step up from that album. That was a good album. It didn't really, tickle me ball bags that much.
I really like
No, I don't know. It didn't really. No, it's good, but this, I mean, from track 3, it was like, I'm invested in this. This is fucking sensational. And then you get Nakada 2, and I was like, yeah, I'm all for this, mate. fucking brilliant.
Yeah, man. It's produced by Carl Sanders himself, with the mixing and mastering done by Mark Lewis, who is just makes the best sounding death metal records, man.
How good does Colonel Sanders sound, mate?
I know, man.
61 years old he is.
Incredible.
I should have. I don't really know when he joined the band, but this 3 guitar, 3 vocal approach from Carl Sanders, Zach Jetta, and Brian Kingsland, it just works fucking wonders, because
big time.
Those 3 different vocal tones keep everything so interesting throughout, because they're all distinctly different, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, it's so good, mate.
You get,
George Colias drumming, fucking unbelievable.
He is. I just looked.
Absolute god.
I looked into him. He is an ambassador of the Octopus family, which I never knew.
Oh yeah,
because he's that good. Yeah,
mate. He must need a fucking chiropractor with him, just constantly every time he plays
track,
drums.
Every track he's done, he has to get those the precision and the dynamism he has in his play just keeps Nile at that elite level.
The drums
insane.
Sound massive.
Oh, they sound, mate. They're one of the best drum sounds, mate, of the year. Yeah, 100%. Fucking incredible.
The thing I find about this album is, even though it's just under an hour long, I find it incredibly Moorish.
We said that, didn't we? It doesn't feel like an hour. It doesn't feel like an hour, because we're enjoying it. Every track has got something about it.
Yeah. It's 53 minutes. And even if you wanted to trim it down, the last track is an instrumental. So, you
could skip that. Yeah.
But that's the track, Lament for the Destruction of Time, that feels like the Mummy soundtrack on a death metal record. It's so brilliant, man. Just another legendary death metal band producing the goods.
Still doing it, man. It's great to see. It's great to hear.
Yeah, still doing it, mate. Nile, the underworld awaits us all, and if it does, and this is what we're getting, then take me down there now, baby.
Daddy.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Next album up, then we're staying in the USA. It's the 3rd album from Oxygen Destroyer, called Guardian of the Universe, and this came out on the 9th of August on Redefining Darkness. So this is it pronounced Kaiju? The Japanese word for monsters? I think it is, isn't it?
I think it is. I'll just say it is.
Kaiju themed death thrash.
It's Godzilla, innit? It's Godzilla.
Yeah,
Godzilla,
I didn't realize. So the band are named after the weapon that killed Godzilla in the OG 1954 film. That is sick.
Sick name, innit?
So for fans of the old school, Creator and Demolition Hammer, the new school, High Command and Enforced, I think if you like them, you'll dig this. So this is like, pace on here, man, is absolutely fucking flat out, full on savage death thrash that like breaks, goes into like blast beat territory in places. But again, they know when to drop in a mid-tempo groove, man, and just
they really do it so fucking good.
Oh
mate.
God, Death. When I heard this album, I was like, "This is literal Deather territory."
When I first listened to it, I think because there were so many albums I did around the same time, so it sort of got lost. But I knew it was good. And then when I did it again, it was 2-3 tracks in. It was like, fucking hell, mate, this is my language. I can understand this album. Those dual guitars, full frenzied riffs galore, mate. And like you said, when they drop those little breakdowns and those little moments, mate, it's mate, it's a thing of beauty, this.
Yeah, I knew this was up your street, Death. But as soon as it, like Demolition Hammer and bands like that, you're like, that death thrash is your shit, isn't it?
I love it, mate.
Yeah, like you said, just a tornado of killer riffs, blazing solos. The drumming is superb on it.
Fucking insane, mate.
It sounds like Godzilla is on the kit, doesn't it? Just going fucking ham. Lord Kaiju vocals as well are so sick, man. He's got that rapid fire, like spat with pure venom shriek to his voice. Imagine, like, it kind of reminded me of like Tony Forrester, but only in a fucking death thrash style.
Fucking great shout.
With like millions. The way he like spits them rapid fires. It's almost like a hip hop flow, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's really
he's
cool,
so
man.
good. Very underrated vocalist, man. So
Yeah,
good.
really good. There's some really nice film samples in here as well that are like just to give you that theme of the record and the band. Those film samples in here just really add to that. Again, man, production is ace. Everything's really tight, really punchy. The guitars are razor sharp. And because them vocals are so good, they sort of sit front and center of the mix. So it's really cool. And the artwork as well from Shoggoth Kinetics just ties up like
It's like a comic book.
comic book. It is comic book style, mate.
Very
Yeah.
comic book cover, which is really good.
Yeah. Just ties it up. Just a great package, man. This album, it fucking really dig this, mate. Like I'm gonna dive back on their other stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really had time to do this myself. Actually, I haven't done a run through this one.
I know I poo-pooed
so
it before, but fuck
you did poo-poo it, baby.
I did. But oh my god, mate, I'm not poo-pooing it now, mate. Honestly, it's.
Where's this sitting, Defy?
I'm not giving anything away, mate.
I'm not. I noticed as well. You don't do the topsters, does he? You don't do nothing, so you don't know anything. I've been doing throughout the year. No activities. Black Ops off the list,
mate. I think like after how it took over my life. And Def, you were the same, wasn't it? Just constantly staring at that fucking.
It was horrible. Chart. And you look at the album covers, and that's what I was going and deleting, thinking. I mean, the album cover, and it wasn't the album
stuff though. You know, me and Jim share our weekly listens. Steph's just like fucking off the grid.
Mate. He is off the grid, mate.
I'm off the grid. He's off the grid, like nothing. No giveaways.
I'm in the underworld.
Steph been spinning, mate.
I'm in the underworld, mate.
He's down there with Colonel Sanders, isn't he? And
I'm there with Colonel Sanders. I'm there with him, mate. He knows what I'm doing.
The thing is, though, it's like September. We're going to have to stop. Def, we can't keep putting this off. We're going to have to start visiting it at some point soon because there's only a couple of full months left until we start the bloody end of year shows.
I'll wait until after October at least.
Yeah, October's the mad one.
October's the mad one, and everything. Then yeah.
But anyway, Oxygen Destroyer, Guardian of the Universe, fucking sick record. Get on that if you want to. Right, okay. Next album up, then we're off to Canada. We're off to Canada for the fourth album from Spectral Wound.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Blood and Mire. Talking about great black metal, man. This is one of the yes, there. Yes, Daz has seen South Park the movie.
Yeah,
one of the best black metal albums of the year, isn't it? This.
Yeah, hands down, hands fucking down, mate.
Yeah, more hooks than B&Q, mate.
Jesus,
absolutely. Yeah. I know we were all really excited for this one, but like, I think this has exceeded what I was expecting from.
I was worried about it. Well, I think a Diabolic First was really good. I was worried about it. I didn't really rate this album, if I'm being honest. I think it's really over the top. Not my thing.
He's fucking taking
No, I was worried because I wanted this to be really fucking good. And it exceeded even that. It was that good.
Yeah.
And I really liked the Diabolic First. And I agree with what Jim said about the album. It had great tracks in places and great moments. This, for the whole 7 songs, the whole 44 minutes, is fucking sensational. You will not skip anything from this album.
No.
Well, they've taken Frigid and Spellbound, one of the best tracks of 2021,
and basically made it into an album. Essentially, yeah.
That's
yeah,
exactly what they've done. Does it's a simple thing that they do, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a simple recipe, mate. It's black metal infused with punk.
Yeah, with heavy, fast moments. That's how I like my black metal. That's how we like our black metal, isn't it?
Less and less human, oh savage spirit.
Oh, what a tune, Daz.
Pure Behemoth vibes.
Pure Behemoth.
Early Behemoth vibes.
Yeah, it is, mate, isn't it? All over it.
A Coin Upon the Tongue as well. That's one of my favourite songs of the fucking whole album, mate. Coin Upon the Tongue.
It's a great track, mate.
Just got like that punky attitude in it as well. Like it's black metal with that punky sort of
Yeah.
Swagger.
attitude and swagger and fucking. There's so many solos and leads and all the rest of it all going on there. It's not something that you would necessarily think about when you would listen to a black metal album.
Yeah.
It's almost quite thrashy at times.
It is, mate. There's tons of pace to it. Like,
Tons of pace.
It's really energetic, this record. Like, really infectious, really catchy.
Very infectious.
Aristocratic Suicidal Black Metal is one of the catchiest songs you'll hear anywhere. That do 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 that.
Yeah.
The riff is so like you will need a vaccination, mate. That riff is so catchy. Like it is one of the best tracks of the year. That I've played that song in isolation so many times, but just front to back, this is a fucking brilliant record.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Like I said, every track has got hooks.
Yep.
Every track has got these massive moments in them, and the atmosphere remains cold and dark throughout.
Yeah, it's got that icy, windswept feel to it, hasn't it? But it's really like the production's really nice and clear as well.
Really clear, mate.
Everything's got so much like room. Yeah, you can hear some production isn't what black metal is known for, but on here it's still got that, like we said, that raspy, swept feel to it, but it's really, really nice.
It's like Edward Scissorhands, mate.
Yes.
It's a fun film, but it's cold.
There you go.
There we go.
Spectral Wound, the Edward Scissorhands of black metal.
Absolutely, mate. You can fucking put that on a hype sticker.
You
I'll let you have it.
You can have it, mate. Something I wanted to ask you: did you pick up on it? Jonah's vocals, man. Like, they're some of the best in black metal. Like, he's got that high, raspy, throat shredding pitch to it. That's really fucking powerful, and it reminds me a lot of Dusk and Her Embrace.
Yeah.
Yes, it does, mate.
When he goes to hits that real like high. I think that's why I love his vocals so much. It takes me back to that record. This is another one, man. We ain't talking about Topsters and End of Year just yet, but you can bet your bottom dollar, mate.
This is definitely on the list, mate. I'm not. Yeah, there's no surprises there, mate. This is too good.
It's a high one as well, isn't it?
Oh fuck me, yeah.
It's gonna be a high one, baby. Yeah. Spectral Wounds, Songs of Blood and Mire. Absolutely killer record. Right then, last album then, boys, for August. We are back to the USA for the debut album from Vile Rights called Senescence. This came out on the 16th of August on Carbonized Records. So this is proggy, technical death metal with old school nods, but under the sea, the sea. For fans of, I would say, Faceless Burial.
Yeah.
Tomb Mold.
Void Ceremony.
Yeah.
Banana.
Yes, absolutely, mate. So this is a three-piece band with members of Mortuous, Laceration, and Vector.
Jesus, mate.
I know,
that's
mate.
Ridiculous.
It's pedigree, isn't it? Absolute
God, mate.
pedigree. Something I wanted to ask you, Dev. In the riff, there are, to me, hints of like early Mastodon and Gojira in those riffs in
like
places.
Mastodon.
100%.
Like the like Leviathan era. Very, very cool with that, because it really switches between styles effortlessly on here. And it's so impressive that fucking Alex is the sole guitarist in this band. One guitar, mate.
It's it's that question, isn't it? How do you do it?
Layering.
Yeah, Dan taught us that, didn't he? Dan Goldsworthy. He's just our guru, isn't he, Dan Goldsworthy?
Yeah.
If we don't
he
know
gives
something,
sort of secrets,
he'll tell us. He'll tell us how he needs to do one of them. How did they make that programs?
Oh,
just about fucking metal. That'd be sick. Stephen, the bass player on him, man. Shout out to him. His bass playing on it is killer. Like it's like
Yeah,
DiGiorgio style, isn't it? Bobs and
Yeah.
weaves and in and out of the guitar work. And I think it's Aaron, how you pronounce it, drumming.
Aaron Johnson. Yeah, look, from Laceration.
Yes,
Jesus,
mate.
mate.
His drumming. If you listen to that Laceration album, you wouldn't think that this is the same dude, would you?
No,
No.
right.
It's got that constantly moving Brandela from
Yes.
Mastodon feel to his drumming. It's just feels fucking galore all over this. Something that they do really well, because this is like kind of it's a nautical themed album, isn't it? Like you look at the cover and they use like synths and like field recordings of storms and rain, and they use a theremin as well on here, which adds this really watery, eerie atmosphere to this record.
Very good, and it pays off, mate, because yeah, it's like the cover art comes to life.
Yes,
And
exactly,
that's
mate.
exactly what you get. Yeah, really
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah, it feels like under the water drowning
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
effect,
yeah.
doesn't it? And they use these really cool clean guitar tones as well, like regularly on here, which makes those distorted riffs even more impactful. So yeah, it's just a really fucking very, very well written, performed album, man. And something I love about this is the album actually gets better as it goes on.
Yeah,
Like-
it does, mate.
The last two tracks are the best, where I think they allow their proggy wings to spread a little bit.
And they especially spread on the last track,
Yes,
big time.
absolutely, mate.
Does it's blowing your bollocks off?
I think this is fucking great, mate.
This is fucking brilliant album, really good,
Yeah.
because it's similar to that sort of death metal that we sort of like, that proggy death metal.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's actually a lot of death influence in it.
Yeah, there's definitely a death influence on
It's
on
very
here,
sort of like kaleidoscope death metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you look in, it filters round. There's all these different bands and different style of sort of psychedelic death metal. It's everything in here
Yeah.
and that sort of style.
What would
Like,
you say? What would you say this is, Steph? Do you think it's a smorgasbord?
this is a smorgasbord.
Would you have
Uh,
forgotten to get that in, Def?
I did. I forgot what
Yeah,
album I was
Did.
going to say it.
You
Yeah.
fucking forgot.
I'm
didn't
too
you?
invested, mate. But yeah, this is definitely
Yeah.
a smorgasbord, mate, of hard hitting and melodic psychedelic death.
Yeah. I really love that it's a 40-minute runtime as well. So it allows them to spread them proggy wings, but it never overstays
No,
as well. 'cause,
yeah.
Like,
Perfect length.
Yeah. yeah, brilliant album, man. If you're into the more proggy side of death metal, like I said, Faceless Burial, stuff like that, then Vile Rites, Senescence is the album for you. So there we go, boys. That wraps up another monthly roundup episode. We'd love to hang around, but there's a whole new batch of riffs to be heard. But don't worry, we'll be back somewhere in time. For Bangers and Mosh, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Daz.
I'm Defa.
Remember, folks, keep your steel sharp and your hammer strong. Good night.